Welcome back to Wayne TV. I'm Joel Gilly. I'm joined by Miss Donna Phillips, the director of the library.
That's
director
right.
is the right title. And we're talking about a very special award that the library just received, right?
A grant that we're
Big-
really
big grant
excited about,
dollars.
Joel. Absolutely. So the library is really pleased to announce that we were one of 25 libraries in the nation to receive the Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation Pilot Grant. And that's quite an honor.
That's huge, 1 in 25 in the country.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about what the grant means.
Right. So what the grant means for our library is that this is an opportunity to build on the American Library Association's long-standing Great Stories Club literary program, and to build upon the work that the Kellogg Foundation has been doing around truth, racial healing, and transformation in communities.
That's awesome. So we're going to, of course, dig into a little bit about the application process and things like that. We've got a couple other guests we're going to talk to. But is there anything else we need to hit before we bring them in?
Well, I think the library's mission is to bring people together to explore, discover, and connect.
Yeah.
And what better way to act out that mission, or live out that mission, if you will, than this Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation Grant.
Yeah.
We're very excited to be working with our long-standing good partners from Goldsboro High School and work with the youth at the high school to bring this exciting program to our community.
And grant money is awesome because there's so much grant money out there. It's important to remind people that this money is kind of like free money. You just it takes a lot of time to apply for it, but so we applaud you guys and your staff for going after those dollars.
It was definitely a partnership. So when I received notification about the grant opportunity, we reached out to our friends at Goldsboro High School, and they very willingly rolled up their sleeves, even though they were in the throes of the end of the school year, and helped us with the writing of the grant. So it was a team effort, and there's no I in team.
Great.
So we're all working together on this, and so we all celebrate together.
Awesome. And so we're going to go ahead and bring in some of our other special guests that are going to talk about the grant dollars a little bit, correct? All right, cool. All right, we are joined now by a very special guests that are, I guess you could say, the boots on the ground for this grant. So everybody go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is Karen Garris. I'm the teen librarian at the local library. We're working on a very exciting time working together with the teachers from Goldsboro High School and, as well as the social worker.
Awesome.
My name is Stephanie Orozco. I teach history at Goldsboro High School. I coach as well.
What do
And
you
I'm also-
coach?
I coach track
Okay.
and cross country.
My name is Etta Cragwell, and I'm the school social worker at Goldsboro High School, but I'm also the lead school social worker for Wayne County Public School.
Okay. And we have one more that couldn't join us.
Miss LaHan Watts.
Mr. LaHan Watts. He's an
Okay.
English teacher at Goldsboro High School.
We want to go ahead and give him some props too, since he couldn't be here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we said you guys are kind of the one that's implementing these grant dollars. So talk a little bit about what the program is.
Well, the program is to, as Donna said previously, partnering with Goldsboro High School, and this particular program offers us books which you see displayed here. We have Miss Marvel, March, as well as The Hate You Give, and these books are hopefully ones that the students will enjoy reading and will have conversations about a lot of things that are going on in the world. We'll also be doing at the end of this what's called a racial healing activity, which we have partners from out of town that will be coming in that
Okay.
are connected with the Kellogg Foundation that will come in and help us implement this as well.
Great.
The kids also, let me mention this, will be given a copy of each one of these books that will be for their library.
Wow. That's super cool.
It is.
And so not just they don't just participate in the program, they actually get to take something home with them too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Everybody likes a free book, right?
Sure.
Yes, most definitely.
Most definitely, as Stephanie said. So, you know, they can talk more as to how Goldsboro is going to be working, the high school is going to be working with us, and what their plans are as far as getting the kids together. They were the ones that chose them. So they might want to talk some about the criteria of what
Yeah.
you look for
Right,
and
right.
how that went.
We have identified, we were told that they wanted us to work with ninth graders because we want this to be a long-standing thing, and we figured if we have ninth graders that they will be doing 4 years of school. So we have identified some potential ninth graders and some potential 10th graders because we feel that even though they may not be a part of school, we could still draw them into it, and it will have a good diversity to have older kids and young girls. So
Yeah.
we have like some peer teachers. So we have identified possibly 10 kids that would participate in this program. And how we plan to carry it out is we plan to use a planning period. We have 4 planning periods in our school, and we plan to use a planning period, which will be a 4th grade planning period, in which our teachers, Mrs. Orozco and Mr. Watts, will have their free planning period. And we will then meet at that time with those students, taking 1 hour, 2 days a week from their academics for them to participate in something that we feel is also academic, because
Yeah.
this is giving them an opportunity to read. It is also giving them an opportunity to read across genre. It is giving them an opportunity to read books that they don't normally pick up and read. And that's one of our goals, because if you don't expose kids, and we have a predominantly black kids, if you don't expose kids to black literature, they never go to the library and pick it up, because
Yeah.
they don't see it as something that's connected to them. So for us, this gives them an opportunity for them to see their sheroes and their heroes, and they pick up these books and they start to read, and it gives them a sense of self. And that's where we see this come in, to help them to be able to identify their race, not as something that they see as negative all the time, but their race is something that is important and that is powerful. So that's our take. That's our take on it.
Did you use the word sheroes?
Yes,
I love that.
I have to.
Absolutely.
I'm a feminist, yes.
But not only that, but the books do have female
Characters.
heroes in
Yeah.
2 of them. Now, the book about March is about John Lewis, Representative John Lewis from Georgia, and he talks about his time as a young man coming up during the Civil Rights
Yeah.
movement. The Hate U Give grabs the headlines from today.
Interesting.
It's a very heart-wrenching book in a lot of ways. And then Miss Marvel is about a superhero.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about how the books came about. How were those books chosen?
Those were chosen by the American Library Association
Okay.
during part of the grant. All of the libraries that are doing this particular program will be using these books.
Okay.
I went to Chicago back in April for a workshop to teach about the Healing Circle that we'll be using, and they went over the different books and why they were chosen, because they are things that are happening today.
Yeah, exactly.
And very good role models for kids. And that's part of what we're hoping to do, is to allow and engage the underserved in a lot of ways population to have a voice.
Yeah.
It's important that they have a voice in the things that are going on, because a lot of times the kids don't have the outlet to be able to express
Exactly.
their feelings. And so that's what the Healing Circle is going to be about. There's a lot of different activities we'll be doing with that, a lot of different projects that they'll do as the books are being read as well. And we'll have book discussions, which goes along with the great reading stories.
Yeah. So as a teacher, what does this mean for you and your students?
I think anytime that we can promote literacy, especially amongst our black youth, it's a great opportunity. It's something that I want to be a part of. And I really appreciate the breadth of the books that were given to us, because you have Miss Marvel, where you talk about the fantastical and about a Pakistani young lady who has these supernatural abilities. And then you have, as Ms. Garrett said, the now, dealing with police brutality and the Hate U Give. And then you also kind of go back and tether it in with Representative John Lewis, and you get that history aspect, which of course I'm excited about. So I just really appreciate how broad the books are going to go across, and the fact that these kids are going to be able to take these books home and be exposed to this type of literature.
And hopefully share with others
Exactly.
the books. And it will also expose them to the library,
Yes.
that we have these, because we have a lot of books that go along with this same thing
Yeah.
that are on our shelves. And we have these books available to the public to come in and check them out.
That's great. So even if they're not a part of this program, the books are still available.
Absolutely.
Well, awesome. So what do you think this means for the, how do you think it's going to affect the lives of the students that are a part of this program?
I think that when students see themselves in books, it increases the desire to read. And what I face in the classroom is a lot of kids don't take the time out to read like they used to. And so I think when you see yourself in a book,
Get them away from the screen a little bit and into a book.
Exactly. It opens up that desire. And I think that, bringing in the Miss Marvel, especially when kids can connect the African diaspora internationally, they can see how African American lives can connect to this young Pakistani woman. So I think it's going to be great.
Absolutely. So you've been quiet down there on the end. Is there anything
have-
that you would like to add?
I have spoken, but I think just piggying back from her, what I see, looks at it from a teacher perspective,
Mhm.
and I look at it from a socio-political perspective. So what I see for me, I see kids that are beginning to see who they are, you know, and be able to identify themselves, you know, as somebody's important. And when I can identify myself as somebody that's important, I'm going to score. I'm going to do things. I am not going to be afraid to say I can't, because I see opportunities. I see possibilities. I see places that I can go. I've seen people that look like me go places. And I focus on race because when we say race, we don't necessarily mean that it has to be black.
Right.
We have Hispanic. We have, you know, other kids from other country and culture. So cultural things are tied into these books. And if we tie in cultural the things, then we don't see race. We only see culture, and we see the difference in culture. Because we focus so much on race, we think it's black and white. But if you think about culture, then we begin to see each other's as individual and as one, and not necessarily as a race. So,
Exactly.
yes.
That's great. Anything else that we left out we need to talk about today?
I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Congratulations for the for this awesome grant. Thank you for putting in the hard work and getting everything set up and getting everything rolling for this. This is exciting.
Yes,
we
it
want to
is.
thank Donna,
Yeah.
who
Yes,
wrote
for reaching
the
out.
information, and we also want to thank our community people who saw instrumental in communicating with us and telling her who to bring into this, you know, the pocket of this for us to do. So I wanted to thank her for the work that she's done.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Donna.
And here's to many more of these programs, hopefully, right?
Hopefully this will build on, be piggyback onto some other things that we'll be able to
Exactly.
do with,
Yes.
not just Goldsboro High School, but maybe some of the other schools in the county as
Well,
well.
and like we said, 1 out of 25 in the country. I mean, that's impressive that it's happening right here in Goldsboro. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
guys so much for stopping by. For more information on this program, library website, probably the best place to go. Well, yeah, definitely the library website, get a library card,
Absolutely.
and go check out one of these books for yourself, right?
Absolutely.
So that you can kind of partake in the program as well from home, right?
That's exactly right.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Again, check out your local library and get your library card if you don't have one. And you can check out these books as well.